It's mailbag time here on the Raiders Board. My name is Mitchell Renz. I'm answering all of the nation's questions. And if you're like, Mitch, how can I get my questions on this show? Tune into every Thursday night football show that we do. We go live for every single Thursday night football game. You got to be subscribed, and you got to use hashtag Raiders or Super Chat. Get those questions on. And if you're watching this, because I plan on putting this video out on Saturday, I'm going to be live tomorrow for the Raiders-Patriots game 1 hour before kickoff. Be there or be square. Let's go to Dr. Phil Yakuchi. What a name. Let's give Jacoby that Amari money. I couldn't agree with you more. I sat up here and I said there was a few Raiders players that were upset. I only know one. I shouldn't keep saying players. One Raiders player that was upset that when Amari signed his deal, it was a few hours after the whole Jacoby Myers trade request thing. I couldn't agree with you more. Amari quit on you. Why are we trying to pay a guy that's going to quit on you in 10 days when you could just take a little bit of that money? Maybe it was $6 million. Give that to Jacoby, make him a little bit happier, and get him out there on the field. If I was the Raiders, I would give Jacoby Myers a 1-year raise. And if you're like, why would I do that, Mitch? Go check out a video that I did, Jacoby Myers win-win situation. It's going to explain everything to you. Let's go to Junior. Bang! Junior! Someday, man. Someday. What up, Born a Raider fan? Tyler Boyd or Brandon Powell would be a good move. Out of those two names, I personally would vote Tyler Boyd just because I think he's a good slot receiver, a good veteran, somebody that's also not afraid to block, sure-handed dude, has played on some winning football teams as well, but I might have to do a little bit more research on Brandon Powell. If you didn't see the video that I put out on the channel, Amari Cooper replacements, please go check it out. Let's go to a Sanchez. We should try to trade for Tyreek or MPJ now. MPJ. I mean, MPJ, I was going to say Michael Pittman Jr. I don't think that that's going to happen. And I know I've made a few videos. Who? Alec Pierce could be interesting if we're actually like trying to go for a name that could be traded. I don't think that they're going to trade their number one in Michael Pittman Jr. Tyreek Hill's never going to happen. And I know I've made a lot of shows on this, and I know we're getting new subscribers, but Tyreek Hill will never be a Raider. He's got domestic violence background, and the Raiders have a very strict, no domestic violence. It's not going to happen. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Tyreek Hill will never be a Raider. Let's go to Jerry Danley, FAC, and an Ira Jackson bang. Ira Jackson was our MVP from Tuesday's show, and whoever is the MVP on Thursday nights going forward, you get to pick what I'm drinking. And tonight it's Guinness, so it's going to be a wild night. What up, Otis? We never needed a Amari quitter. We got guys that show up like Mitch shows up to the Raiders Report. We got guys like Jeremy shows up. We got guys like you. This is a number one, the most popular Raiders show in the world for a reason. Because we bring commitment to excellence. And we bring a lot of hard work. But we bring it because y'all bring it, right? It's a two-way street. And I think real recognize real. My wife hates when I say that, but I believe it when I say it. Real recognize real. And I will always stand on that. It's why people tune into the Raiders Report. Let's go to Sean. Otis, appreciate you, though. Should I start DK Metcalf or Dante Thornton Jr. for week 1? I love the hype around Dante Thornton. Hell, I even saw my buddies over, I forget who it was. Somebody was like, oh, Dante Thornton's about to have a Puka Nacua type year. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. The name you should think of is Martavis Bryant. Go look up Martavis Bryant's stats. I think that's kind of how Dante Thornton's going to look early on in his NFL career. The correct answer is DK Metcalf. And, you know, I hope that y'all don't get mad at me for that. I'm a big Raider fan, obviously. I wanted to be able to draft Thornton, Trey Tucker. Clearly, every league that I've done, people listen to the show because I've been hyping up Trey. I've been hyping up Dante. I was unable to get any of them in literally any of my leagues, but Alex freaking drafted Amari Cooper. That was like one of her favorite players, if not her favorite player. I'm going to go with DK Metcalf, and it's just because I think he's the number one in Pittsburgh. One guy's making $150 million. The other guy's not. Let's go to Silver and Blacked Out. If you're watching Thursday, it's exactly how it's going to look. Jabrill Peppers, would you sign him in a heartbeat? Quite frankly, I tweeted out today at Mitchell Renz 365. Like, you know, as soon as Amari Cooper ended up doing Amari Cooper type of shit, a lot of people were going, oh, we should sign a wide receiver. We need an Amari replacement. Pump the brakes. If it was up to me, I'd go out and I would just go out and get a Jabrill Peppers and put Peppers on this team who was literally with New England the entire offseason. You put him on the team, even if you don't want to play him, he's going to know more information about the team you're going up against week 1. So, like, to me, I almost look at it as, like, would you rather have a Jabrill Peppers, or would you rather go out and sign a Amari Cooper replacement? Like, you're not going to just find an Amari Cooper replacement that I think would help out the team as much as Jabrill. So I'll be honest with you. I would rather go out and get Jabrill Peppers. Like, now, could you just promote Alex Bachman for this week? Yeah, absolutely. You have 5 wide receivers then. You go out and get Jabrill Peppers, who I actually think could start in his secondary for this team. And Chugs, you're reading my mind. Pick one option. This is going to be the pinned comment here on today's show. You could either sign Jabrill Peppers, type JP, or you can sign any free agent wide receiver to be a replacement for Amari. JP for Peppers, WR for an Amari replacement. I'm going JP because I believe JP could help us for the long haul. I believe JP could help us win that Week 1 game. And the most important game right now on the Raiders' schedule is Week 1 against the New England Patriots. Also, Jabrill Peppers compared to Amari. Christ, come on, let's be real. Cooper wasn't a starter. Why should we care? We should care because there was a lot of people that thought he was going to be a starter. I made a bet, well, I won't out him here, that Amari Cooper would get less than 700 yards. I didn't think that he would get to 700. There were some fans that thought he would get to 700. I think that people should care, though, because we need depth. 4 wide receivers for a team that wants to run the amount of 11 personnel that we do. You're just going to make Brock play a little bit more wide receiver. Not a bad thing. It's just not what we've planned all season long, off season long. Let's go to Jerry Danley, F New England. Hey, man, if you're trying to say F New England, F the Patriots, give me an F Josh McDaniels down below. I hope, and I mean this, as a Raider fan out there, reminder, the Josh McDaniels offense, it's probably going to look good that first drive. I might even say they're probably going to score on that first drive. When the Patriots score on the first drive against the Raiders, it's going to suck. Take a breath. Go. It's all right, because now it's the fun part. The fun part's about to happen because McDaniels isn't going to make any adjustments. They're probably going to score on that first drive, and then it's going to be a bunch of BS from there on out. And I just want Raider fans to remember it. I'm trying to convince myself because I know I'm going to be crazy if the Raiders give up that opening touchdown drive, but I got to sit back and I go, it's okay. It's Josh McDaniels, and he sucks. You know what doesn't suck? PrizePicks, and they're the sponsor here on today's show. And I don't know about you, football's back, man. I keep saying it over and over, and I can't say it without a smile on my face because this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks is simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in, win up to 2,000 times your money. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. If you're trying to roll with me for Week 1, here is my lineup, 20 to win, $364. I should remind you, this is a flex play, which PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. So I could turn 20 into 40 if one of the 6 picks up on screen does not hit. If you're like, Mitch, I love that lineup, then roll with it with me. How? Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Let's go to Richard Black. Amari signing was complete. Yep. Stunned we signed someone who quit once already on us. F him. I think it's funny how many people thought he was going to be good. And I think it's funny, now I put a lot of time and effort into the show. And Richard, I know that you're somebody who's watched this show all the time. I agree with you. I couldn't believe that this move even happened because I like to sit up here and say, I think the same way John Spytek does. And I know that this was not a John Spytek move. I know it was a Pete Carroll move. But at the same time, when you do a move that's as idiotic as signing Amari Cooper, I question what direction we're going in. I'm actually happy that he retired, quite frankly. Let's go to Jerry Danley. FAC, Pay Jacoby. He's a real one with class. He's a real one. He ain't tripping. He knows he's going to get paid at some point. I do think good organizations reward their players, and after today, I just don't know how you don't reward Jacoby Myers for doing everything that you could ask him to do. I don't get it, man. Let's go to the next one here. John Fallon, which, funny enough, John was actually the one that sent us this helmet. Shout out to John for sending us the signed Ashton Genty helmet. And if anybody wants a chance to win, $5 super chat here on the Raiders Report. Hey, Mitch, do you think Jack Bech can handle the role Amari Cooper was going to have? Yes and no. Amari, to me, still might be a more complete route runner. Again, I know he was really slow. Bech is definitely the better blocker, but to me, I'm not looking at it as much as can Bech handle the Amari Cooper role. I'm looking at it as Bech is going to get extra opportunities to get his feet wet, to get some of that extra experience, and we could be looking at a receiver room next season that we got some quality young guys to build with, right? Like Jack Bech, Dante Thornton, I think are going to be two good receivers in the NFL for a few years down the road. Let's go to LV for life. Better wide receiver 3 to start. Thornton or Tucker. So what, you're saying like, are you saying like for the Raiders, or are you saying fantasy football? If you're saying for the Raiders, I mean, they're both going to start, so I guess it's got to be fantasy. Standard league, I'll go with Dante Thornton, especially if you feel like you need a big point. I do think that Trey might see a little bit more targets just because he's a little bit of the intermediate routes, PPR, Trey Tucker, but the upside, I think, is Dante Thornton. I do wonder, though, if Tucker's got a little bit of a safer floor with this upcoming matchup. Let's go to Jersey Boy Greaser. Trade for Adonai Mitchell. Colts are wasting him. He was the Texas receiver, right? Texas receiver, I mean, they're wasting probably all their wide receivers with the quarterback play they have in Daniel Jones. I hear you loud and clear. I don't think that the Raiders are going to be a team that goes out and trades for another young receiver, right? Like, to me, this is going to be a team that they're clearly were looking for some veterans, and they've been looking for veterans all off season long. This is a really young team that's trying to build it in the right way. You saw from their linebackers. I think you saw from a lot of their signings this offseason. They're looking to add some veterans. So I don't know what it would cost, but at the same time, I don't know why Indy would just give up on a player, even if they're wasting them. Let's go to Excavator. Could we grab Gabe Davis off of the Bills practice squad? Yeah, he was actually one of the players that I mentioned in my Amari Cooper replacements video. He's a field stretcher. You know, again, former Buffalo Bill, just like Amari was. But to me, there's better replacements because we already have field stretchers. I think that we're looking for somebody maybe built a little bit more in the slot. But at the same time, Gabe Davis or Amari Cooper, I would have sat up here and said Gabe Davis would have been the better signing. Let's go to Raider Fader. Thoughts on trying to get OBJ to replace Amari? No. I think signing OBJ is just like signing Amari Cooper. You're signing the name. You're signing, like, the amount of money you're paying, you're just paying for that name, right? Like, and I get that OBJ is a fun name. Like, I'll tell you this right now, out of any player that the Raiders could sign, the name that would do the best for me, like, when I say the best for me, the best for Chugs, the number one name that would get us the most eyeballs is Odell Beckham Jr. I know that, but I also got to be a Raider fan and talk about what's better for the Raiders, and let's play a little bit of a game here. Are you going OBJ? Type OBJ if you want Odell Beckham Jr. If you're like, no BJ, then I want you to type no BJ. I'll tell you this right now. I'm a married man. It's not too often I say no BJ. I'm saying no BJ right now. Let's go to Born a Raider fan. 4 wide receivers on our practice squad. Could one replace him? Alex Bachman, I think, is the top name. Shedrick Jackson is going to be another name to think about. But also think about some of the names that the Raiders decided to cut. Colin Johnson. I think a Marquez Callaway could be an interesting name. But overall, I think Bachman's going to be the name that they end up promoting. Let's go to Raider Wolf. Should we get another offensive tackle? We technically did in Stone Forsythe. We already have one in Charles Grant. Am I nervous about our offensive tackles? Yeah, of course I am. But it seems like the Raiders are a little bit confident with what they have, and we'll see what ends up happening. But I think if it was up to me, in all honesty, before I put out Stone, before I put out Charles Grant, I would actually almost entertain the idea of putting like Dylan Parham, who played right tackle, never played left tackle. But if Colton goes down, you put DJ Glaze at left tackle. I know it's a crazy idea, but I would actually think about it. And if right tackle DJ Glaze goes down, I would actually entertain the idea of putting Dylan Parham over at right tackle. And then you put Alex Kappa in at right guard, and then you put JPJ at left guard. Like, to me, that's our 6 best offensive linemen are our 5 starters and Alex Kappa, and that's where we stand right now. If you didn't know, I'm going to be live. Raiders, Patriots, 1 hour before kickoff. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. And if you show up on Sunday, you better be ready to go because I'm going to give you 110%, and I expect that from everyone from Raider Nation.